Hi, friends. Hi, friends. So in this video, we're going to take a look at an experiment that I've been doing based on, I recently had a growler that was kind of almost done with its kombucha, but that I'd had for quite a while. It had been refrigerated the whole time. And what I found was it was like drinking something between a sparkling, grape juice and a champagne sort of thing. And I got curious about that. And as I continued to drink it, I thought, yeah, I think this is alcoholized a little bit. And but it wasn't bothering my body like alcohol so often does. So what I thought I would do is try my other growlers. The reason these go so slowly in my house is because these are much sweeter. So this is a Buddha's Brew brand. The other one that I had that was not as sweet, that was more what I would usually drink, is the Holy Kombucha. But I have two Buddha's Brew, and those are just a sweeter kombucha. They just have a higher amount of sugar in them. So that's a perfect kind to be fermenting, partly to dry it out a little bit, to keep that sugar content, to get that sugar content down, let the yeast eat some of that, but also to alcoholize it a little bit. And when you alcoholize it, in this case, you're also going to add some fizzies, which I enjoy. So what I'm going to do, I haven't opened this yet, but what I did was I just put this on top of my fridge for, I don't know, a month. And today we're going to open it and we're going to see what it is. Notably, this needs to be refrigerated. You can see the sweat on it. That's because I just took it out of the fridge. You don't want to open it straight away out of the refrigerator, even if there's this much room for it to over fizz up, because since the carbon dioxide snuggles into the liquid when it's cold, but wants out of there once it's not cold, we want it in there, right? And so if it's not cold and it's all sitting up here, then as soon as I open that, the carbon dioxide is going to go out and it's not going to be in here and fun. So I'm going to open it now and we will just see what happens. You can hear a little bit of that gas coming out, and I'm going to, since I have it here, I'll just use my little champagne glass that sometimes I use for my kombucha, which I did yesterday. I'm going to try this. You can see it. It is on the flatter side. It's got a little bit of fizzy to it. It's actually still a really nice fizz, but honestly, it tastes like it's a tiny bit sour, but not like cheap wine sour where it's gross. But like this is a good, I would say this is alcoholized a little bit. It's definitely dried out. This is quite a sweet kombucha, and I love it. It's a really good balanced flavor to it, and I actually mix it with a lot of other things. I mix it even with the blood orange a lot of times because that's much drier, but also the citrus and the blueberry go so great together. But you can see as we're approaching New Year's, this might be a good option for you. Again, there's a little bit of caffeine in it. So if you're caffeine sensitive, or, by which I mean, if your body knows what to do with caffeine, which is to hike up the adrenaline, maybe you don't want to do this as your midnight toast. But then again, alcohol ruins your sleep anyway. So, either way, you're a little bit screwed. So, but this is definitely a healthy alternative. And frankly, it feels and looks, and the experience of it is like you're drinking alcohol. And I mean, you probably are drinking a tiny bit of alcohol. But how if you are a person who does not drink and you've gotten used to either never going out because of it, or to being the person that people ask a lot of annoying questions to or make fun of, which is ridiculous, since drinking is poison. This is a very good alternative, and you could take it with you. You could put it into a wine bottle even. You could even sneak it into an old wine bottle and say, oh, I just opened this. But people could drink it. It has a similar fizz as like a Vouvray would have. So it's a real light bubble to it. Not quite as sweet as some of the Vouvrays that you may have had that are kind of buttery and a little bit sweeter, kind of on their way to a Riesling. It's got, it's like a dry Riesling kind of level with a Vouvray bubble to it. So I hope that helps. I really like this. I've also done it with my peach mint kombucha, which is also beautiful because, I mean, peaches and mint, come on. And because I haven't made a peach kombucha yet, and I definitely haven't made a mint kombucha yet. That's a whole nother, brewing that I haven't gotten to yet. So, oh, and something needs to be put into the oven because the oven is hot now. So I recommend that. I'll show you where the peach mint one is right now. And thank you to all the store kombuchas for making these growlers that are way more affordable. Incidentally, you're getting 2 quarts for, I think at My Natural costs about $12 rather than $3.50 for a pint. So it's about 50% of the price, and it's at least 2 bottles worth of wine to do this. And frankly, if you were to open it carefully when you first get it, put it straight into the wine bottles, and then cork it up real well, then you would actually have, and I mean, ideally if you have a screw bottle, so, a Perrier bottle or a Topo Chico bottle or any kind of screw top wine, which, the wine probably wasn't very good, but this will be good in it, so, in that bottle. But do that. And then for $6, you're getting a wine experience. That's quite a nice wine experience. And, I used to be in that business. And so for me to say that it's a really nice drink is not BS. I'm pretty snotty when it comes to wine, really. So we should all be thankful that I'm no longer in the wine business, because I'm probably much easier to live with. Here you go. Okay. So this basically is full, and it's not because I don't love it, but it's because I had some smaller ones, and then I thought, oh, those are so good. Like, let me get a bigger one because it's so inexpensive to do that way. But I was initially hesitant to do growlers because I like a lot of fizz, and I thought, well, once I open this, it won't be as fizzy. And that is kind of true. I mean, you don't get like the big bang fizz when you do stuff in growlers, but you see there's no condensation on this one. I just put it in the fridge. So, but thank you to Buddha's Brew from Austin for getting me going on this, and we'll let you know how that does. So it's as simple as that, and you can make a lot more varieties, right? When you have that. And I know there are other brands that have theirs in large containers too. You can also do it with your small ones if you want to. You would just be leaving it out, but you'd want to pick something on the sweeter side. Don't pick a drier kombucha. Like GT's is a great kombucha. When they started out, some were really good and some were kind of off. But that was ages ago. Like, they have very good quality control now. Like, it's really impressive. Every time they come out with a new recipe, I'm like, wow, that is really good. But theirs is a drier kombucha. It's very balanced. It's it's just very balanced. So if you like a sweeter kombucha anyway, some of these other brands will be good for you. I'm kind of sensitive to sugar, and so it's usually better for me to work on the drier side. But if you're fermenting it, you're essentially giving it a third ferment, if you will, because it's gone through 2 ferments to get to the store. Now you're giving it a third ferment and alcoholizing it. They give that second ferment only a certain amount of time because they have to ship it, and because it has certain rules under the FDA to be, under certain alcohol content, basically just trace alcohol or less. Same as if you, left your orange juice in the fridge too long or something. So I hope that's helpful. But let me know how it goes if you do it too. I'd be interested to see what it does. And in your climate, keep in mind, like, the fridge is very particular climate in itself. And so it's a little bit easier for me to explain it to you time-wise. But in the month, usually I keep my house around 60 to 65 at nighttime. And then it kind of let it do whatever it does in the daytime. So if you keep your house warmer than that, especially in the 65 to 80 range at night, yours will ferment faster than mine. So you do you. But the great thing about not doing a whole growler at one time for your first batch to see how long it takes is really good, because then if it just fizzes to all oblivion, you haven't lost a whole lot, but also you've got room in that bottle for that fizz to go before it comes out. This next one you saw is a full bottle, and I will I'll open it very carefully and very cold. But I also will will be able to gauge better whether it's ready or not. Okay, so anyway, over and out.